Recovered from your weekend? Oh, yeah. When you don't have to travel out. Okay. Okay. I know on the class we do. I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah, where's John? Well, John Michael and John Sentner are both.
John Michael's here.
John Sentner and a couple of the Kristen Torkelson. They might not have tested.
Okay, you ready? All right, I'll call this meeting to order. For now, it's Commissioner Bloomer, Brian Mon, and Miles Davidson is sitting in for Commissioner Calvi. It was properly posted on March 18th. And who's in charge of our prayer pledge?
I think we're still March. I think it's still you.
We're still in March.
I'm not till April.
Okay. And Mr. Barnes, if you'd come forward and give us a prayer and pledge, I'd appreciate it very
Mr.
much.
Barnes.
Thank you, sir. Well, it's because he's so
He always has a
dignified and
prayer
so
break.
good at.
Pastor Barnes. Good morning, Commissioners. Please join me in prayer. Father God, we're again thankful for this another day that you've given us. Lord, we're thankful for the changing of seasons, the reminders that you're in control of all things, Father. I thank you for your word that tells us you've established, Lord, all of the order, all of the things that, Father, you put in place. Lord, help us to look to you and seek your wisdom and not that of man. I pray for our leaders, Father, at all levels. International, Father, our country, our states, our counties, our cities. Lord, just help them to seek you for wisdom. And Lord, help us to look to you and to truly seek out the truth that is, Father, so challenged in our world today. We thank you again for this opportunity. I pray for the commissioners and their staff as they deliberate that you would grant wisdom. Lord, just help us to look to you. We love you, praise you, and ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have a presentation today from the Arts Festival. Not yet? Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes of March 7th?
Yeah. Number one.
Oh, next time?
Okay, so is there a motion to strike item 1?
Or do we want to? I'll move to strike.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now is there a motion to approve the minutes of March 7th?
I'll move we approve our minutes for March 7th.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Our reoccurring items, the claims, number 3.
I'll move we approve our claims.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 4 is the P card statement.
This will become a routine item, and these are your purchases that were made by using the P card for the month of February.
Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve.
All
Second.
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any change to the blanket while I've got you up here?
Yes, there are changes to the blanket. If you would like to take that at the end, there's a couple agenda items that will affect those to be added.
Okay, well, I'll bring you back. Opening of the bids.
Okay, we have 3 this morning. P22920-11, D2 Maintenance Building Improvements, Enlisted Electric LLC.
And we also have one online bid for this same one.
Okay.
I have one online bid for Jim Cooley Construction.
Downloading,
A couple times.
saving.
And it's opened.
It's opened. Okay. Next, we have P22520-10, Juvenile Bureau, Native Energy Sources LLC. TGE Inc. Next, we have CW22022-2, Grocery Products, BBU Kernersville, Ben E. Keith, also might be known as Ben E. Fresh, Go Fresh Produce. And that concludes the bids.
Is there a motion they be tabulated and returned?
I'll move it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now, if you want to give us our blanket.
She said there's items in the
It's so
regular agenda.
Okay.
Wanna take
We'll
that?
table that to the end of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent docket?
I'll move we approve our consent docket.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And I think what we'll do, since we have lawyers here for executive session, is it okay if we do our employees of the month so they can return to work? Karen? That would be item 45 for those following on the agenda.
Good morning. It's time to acknowledge our March 2022 Employees of the Month, and the first one coming up is Chris Ponder.
The first employee of the month is for Jody Jackson. He's not here today. He had a medical issue with his wife, so I guess I'll get his reward in his place. After untimely loss of my communication supervisor, John Austin, I had a huge void in my management team. The lack of seniority or organizational knowledge did not deter Jody. He stepped up and stepped in. His knowledge and leadership skills have grown tenfold. The void has been filled, and Jody is a working asset to facilities management department. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
The next one is Court Services Grant.
Good morning, and thank you. It is an honor to nominate Evelyn Carrillo, Community Service Intake Counselor, as this month's BOCC Employee of the Month. Evelyn's hard work and dedication to the citizens she serves is noticeable and appreciated. She has taken it upon herself to learn every facet of community service and has gained the knowledge and experience to take on additional roles when needed. Evelyn's work product is completed expeditiously, accurately, and she never hesitates to go beyond to assist others. In addition, I have had the opportunity to watch Evelyn work daily. She wholeheartedly displays a sensitivity and understanding to the citizens she serves and always ensures everything is fully explained and understood. Of the most importance is that Evelyn is fun to be around, a joy to work with, and is always smiling. Therefore, I respectfully nominate Evelyn Carrillo, Community Service Intake Counselor, to be recognized as this month's BOCC employee.
Excellent. Take a picture, Grant.
Evelyn, you wanted to come take a picture?
Sorry. So quick. Was I? Well, I'm getting old. Thank you. Okay, is there a motion to approve those?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I know we have a couple of citizens here to speak. Are there other members of the public that are here for a particular item before we go into executive session that have urgency for time? Okay, if not, we'll go ahead and have citizen comments. Ms. Funk?
I'd like to comment on the PACE funding that the county has seen, and we don't think it's being given the consideration that it needs to. I'm Anne Marie Funk. I'm with ADG. We're a local architect and program manager. PACE funding can really contribute to the success of development projects in the commercial arena. As you can imagine, or maybe you've heard in the press, projects are just getting more and more complicated, and developers are using as much public incentive as they can possibly get into a project. And PACE funding means that developers can do the right thing by bringing energy efficiency and new ways to save energy into our buildings. You may or may not know that 60% of all of our energy uses is used in buildings. And if we do it the standard way, things are just going to get worse and worse. And it takes money to use different things. As we use more of these energy saving systems, they'll get cheaper and everybody will be able to take advantage. But right now, the people that are putting those energy saving systems into their projects are really the leaders. And we'd like to see Oklahoma become a leader in that arena. I'm here today because we do work for developers. We were a bigger firm before the pandemic, but we're surviving, we're hiring, and we'd like that to continue so that our firm can grow, continue to grow, and also just make a positive impact on our community, Oklahoma's economy, and the whole central Oklahoma region. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Thompson?
Good morning. Appreciate you all for allowing me to speak this morning. My name is Sandino Thompson. I am a community developer, a longtime resident of Oklahoma City, Eastern Oklahoma County. I am a small business investor, workforce developer in Oklahoma City, and I'm speaking on behalf of the CPACE program as well. I think it's imperative, actually, that Oklahoma City and Oklahoma County continue to be a centerpiece in what is happening in innovation in the energy economy. I think CPACE is something that can help make that happen. I'm a partner in a company called 820. We do solar production, solar energy here in Oklahoma City, based in Oklahoma City. And CPACE is a massive opportunity for us and other companies like us to make sure that Oklahoma City is a part of the emerging renewable economy, particularly when you talk about the move towards electric vehicles, battery storage, things of that nature, opportunities for job training, connecting people in this community to economic development opportunities. I think it's critical that we look at CPACE as an option and adopt it. I think that as us being the beacon of economic activity in the state of Oklahoma, us being the largest, most populous community in Oklahoma, it's really a travesty that we are the third out of the three most populous parts of the state to adopt CPACE. And I really want to encourage this body to look at the merits of it and approve this opportunity for the benefit of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Candace?
Hi, good morning. Candace Bates with Pivot Project. I am also speaking on behalf of Supportive CPACE Financing. I represent Pivot Project. We are a small local real estate development company, and we've been around for 7 or 8 years, starting with some of our kind of projects, Tower Theater, for example. We've built more breweries in this community, and from a small developer standpoint, this is a unique financing tool that can help other small developers. We got our start not from having deep pockets, but having access to complex capital stacks. And so I think it's important for other local small businesses, small developers, to have access to unique financing mechanisms. Thank you.
Thank you. Brandon?
Hi there. I'm Brandon Lodge with Lap 7 Development, and here to speak also on CPACE. I've got a project that I'm working on right now. We've been working with the CPACE lenders and with the Alliance, Keith Kuhlman, on this for about 1.5 years, anticipating this coming through. It is, for my project in particular, it's vital. We are trying, as was mentioned earlier, to innovate and to lead the way in innovation as a city. In our particular project that we're hoping to utilize CPACE funds on, we're doing rooftop greenhouses. We're putting a local grocery store in the middle of downtown, both of which are kind of insane, but both of which are very important to kind of continue the push and continue the climb that Oklahoma City has undergone in the last few years. And CPACE is a tool that's vital to help us. And I'm a small developer as well, like Pivot, without deep pockets. And so capital stacks and the way that we put them together are everything to us and to the types of projects that we want to do. I'm out of time. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Okay, any other citizens to be heard? Is there somebody here on the planning item 52, Eric? You have people here with you? I thought so. You want to take that item?
Yes, sir. This was on the previous Board of County Commissioners meeting. Just kind of quick recap. It was a rezoning item where they want to take a piece of property that is currently in a PUD that is industrial and commercially zoned, and they want to take a portion of that to do duplexes, approximately 25 acres, give or take, 22 acres. And so I think the concern last time was just kind of what was in the area. District 3 wanted to defer, so just let me know what other information you need from me as far as just kind of a recap.
District 3.
Well, I think if we have somebody here on that matter, maybe we can hear from them, and then we have questions for Eric.
Good morning. Kendall Dillon with Craft and Tolt, representing the applicant. And as Eric mentioned, I'm happy to answer any questions, but just in a nutshell, This obviously is a considerable down zoning. Site's currently in a PUD, allows for industrial uses. So you have things such as distribution centers, auto sales and storage, mechanic shops, all different kinds of things that create a lot of traffic, different things like that. So this is a down zoning to, in essence, your multifamily, but it's restricted to duplexes on half-acre lots. There's 25 lots, so it's 50 units, 2.22 dwelling units per acre. We have 3.4 acres of common areas, so it's roughly 15% of the site. We had provided staff when it went to Planning Commission with kind of a rendering or a picture of the units. They're good-looking units. They're kind of disguised, quite honestly, to be single-family. They're duplexes that look like single-family homes. So, especially for this area, we feel like it's a great fit and be a good asset for the county. And certainly happy to answer any other questions you may have and ask for your approval.
I have one quick question. Do you anticipate any issues with noise since it's in the middle of a commercial or a kind of manufacturing area?
I think there's residences in the area, but no, I think we'll be okay on the north side.
Okay.
Well, I've had two concerns expressed to me. One is with some of the wastewater issues there have been expressed by nearby residents. And then kind of an overarching one, and that is, right now, as you mentioned, it's zoned commercial and industrial, and changing the zoning on that. We have a longstanding rule understood and very, very strongly supported by the residents in my district about having, a 2-acre minimum lot size. And my concern would be that if we make an exception here, that we could be forced to make exceptions other places. And so I'm going to recommend that we not approve it.
May I comment? Or a couple things on the aerobic systems. I know that was a couple of people showed up at the Planning Commission, which approved it 5-1, I believe, was the vote. But we actually have already gotten correspondence from DEQ. These are acceptable units. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the fact of how they function. They're used throughout all the metro and all of the state, and so they're obviously DEQ allows them, and so they're very good units. As far as the 2-acre rule, or if you look at your comprehensive plan, kind of where that stems from, and you look at this area and look at even the development that's occurred in it would not conform to the current comprehensive plan. Especially, I mean, there's all kinds of development out there with industrial and electrical uses. And so even the current uses disagree with the current comp plan. If you look at this site and you look at, some of the concerns specifically to the neighborhood in Edmond, and you start to look at the industrial and commercial uses that are located there at the corner of Waterloo and Coltrane, obviously part of planning is you have to have some sort of a buffer typically, as opposed to having the large acreage lots abutting just industrial or commercial uses. So if you look at this development, it provides exactly that. You've got 2-acre plus lots to the west and then further to the south, but this will provide a transition into those commercial and industrial uses that's along Waterloo and at that corner. So I think I understand the 2-acre issue, but again, I think that stems from the comp plan. If you look at the comp plan, there's no doubt that the way it's being developed now doesn't adhere to that. So I think the comp plan needs to be amended to allow for some different things along that area. So I think if you look at our site, it provides a great transition. They're good-looking units. There's nothing wrong with the way that the aerobic systems will function. And so, again, I understand, but it seems to be a great use for this area.
Can you speak to why the developer chose duplexes rather than single-family units? I assume there was some purpose behind that.
I think it's exactly what we're talking about with because typically from a planning standpoint, that is what you would see. No matter where you go, there's going to be larger lots. And then as you get to the corners where they're going to have commercial uses or industrial uses or whatever, there's going to be a transition from lower density to higher density. And those kind of developments tend to provide that transitional zone to, like I say, some of those more intense uses. So I think if you look at this, that's the reason we're proposing the duplexes on the half-acre as just a step down from what's south and west to what we know is going to be industrial and commercial uses at the corner. And then obviously, if you look at the existing uses on the other side in Logan County, it's very intense industrial.
Right. Do you know if these units are planned to be sold or rent?
They initially my client will own and operate them. Okay. It's hard to say in perpetuity. At some point they could be sold. Something that we see a lot today is there'll actually be an owner of the unit that they, especially younger buyers, they'll own the unit, live in one side and lease the other. So,
Further questions? Is there a motion?
I would move that we deny the application.
Is there a second? Okay, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, Sheriff, do you want to speak real quick so you can leave? I know you probably want to get back out, and we'll go into executive session.
Do we want to vote on the CPACE item?
Do you need to do that before?
Since we have people who were here on that item?
Yeah.
You want to do that first?
Go ahead, sir.
So this is to review a possible agreement with Project Safe Neighborhood for the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Western District of Oklahoma and the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office. Now, what this is going to be put one of our deputies on a task force with ATF to combat violent crime when it, pertains to domestic violence, and how we see that firearms and domestic violence, go hand in hand. Be able to combat that, and so we're applying for it.
Questions of the sheriff?
Move to approve.
And we've done this program in the past. Or is this new?
We actually applied and we got the grant, and then we decided not to do the grant. Now we decided to go ahead and go.
Okay.
There's a little bit more structure behind this one. Seems to be a little bit more of a plan, not only with the ATF, with the U.S. Attorney's Office, Sheriff's Office, as well as Palomar, to make sure that BPOs are not only served correctly, but also enforced correctly. So it's a good marriage between everybody. It's going to keep Oklahoma County safe.
Good. I'm glad you have Palomar involved. Okay, no other questions.
All right.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, gentlemen. All right, item 38, CPACE.
And thank you to all of you who spoke.
Yes, thank you.
John Michael Williams, General Counsel of Oklahoma Industries Authority, along with Keith Coleman. Actually, he is here. And we're here to discuss the CPACE program. And first, it's useful to talk about what is CPACE. And it's a commercial property assessed clean energy program. Well, what does that do? It allows a developer to cause to be imposed a special assessment on that property owner's property on a voluntary basis. And it allows a borrowing to be repaid over time. And this borrowing is very attractive to CPACE investors. And that results in a very low rate of interest, which is highly advantageous in terms of making the total project financing work for a given project. And we'll be glad to discuss any aspects of this. I might remind you that on November 1st, the Board of County Commissioners granted 2 approvals with respect to this. First, you established the CPACE program, and secondly, you entered into an agreement with Oklahoma Industries Authority by which that entity will serve as the third-party administrator. What you're approving today is a form of contract, and the contracts will come back to you. But this is the form of contract and then the guidelines for the program. And I'd be glad to answer questions. Mr. Coleman would be glad to answer questions. I will tell you, we thank each of you for your assistance and your staff's assistance with respect to making this happen. And we further appreciate the efforts of the District Attorney's Office in making this happen. This is a pioneering effort, and we had to learn as we go.
Is Gretchen here? Okay.
Aaron's here.
Okay. I do want to thank Gretchen because I know she spent quite a while on this, and this was a little bit more of a painful process than I anticipated, but I'm happy that we're looking at this today. And I also want to thank the Urban Land Institute. They have been on me for the last year trying to make sure that this passed and checking in with me. And so I know that they are very happy we're looking at this today. So
Any questions? Is
Nope.
there a motion?
I will move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen,
Thank you.
and for the public for your time today.
Thank you.
Okay. I know I've asked department heads to be on a conference call at 10, so if this goes longer than 10, just go ahead and go over there. And if we have any questions on your item, I think the court clerk's offered his conference room and big screen if you want to huddle together and log into the call. That's up to you. Okay. Is there a motion to enter into recess for executive session?
I'll move we recess.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ready? Okay, is there a motion to return to regular session?
I'll move we return.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Action on item 57. That's the Crispin case.
Yeah.
Move we proceed as discussed.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
58.
I will also move we proceed as discussed.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 59.
I will also move we proceed as discussed.
And,
Second.
okay, and, do we need to announce that we're having a special meeting?
I mean, I think that's just in the regular
Okay.
posting.
All right, well, we'll anticipate a special meeting, clerk's office this week to follow up on one of these executive session items. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Returning to the agenda.
Okay.
District 1, item 26.
This is item 26 is our application to CED5 for the funds that are being made available to all 3 districts. This is for a new spreader, and I believe it's paying for a portion of it. It will not cover the full costs. And this was requested by my superintendent, Brian Jasper. So if there are no questions, I will move the item.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
27.
Item 27, I don't think LaDonna is here.
Well, they were in that call.
Okay. This is for the new farmers market that's going to be happening at OSU Extension, I believe, once a month, starting in April. They received funding for this program from USDA about a year ago and have been planning. They are calling it the Northeast Local Flavor Market, and I believe this just allows them to utilize the parking lot one evening a month. I know it's on a Tuesday. It's afternoon, evening time. I wish I could remember what day of the month it is.
Well, whatever day it is, sounds like a good deal.
Okay. I'll move approval.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. Items 28 through 37 are our regular mutual cooperation agreements with the municipalities in District 1. Item 28 and 29, I do know has something incorrect in the actual agenda language. So I may need to strike items 28 and 29. Item 28 is for Nacomo Park. Item 29 is for the village, but then later on in the item, it says City of Spencer, which is incorrect. So I will move to strike items 28 and 29.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. And then item 30 is our mutual cooperation agreement with Town of Smith Village, which a lot of folks don't know. That's a real town in Oklahoma, but
I do. I used to represent it in the legislature.
Oh.
It's 2 streets long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You want to take them as a whole?
Sure. So 31 is Forest Park, 32 is Lake Aluma, 33 is Town of Jones City, 34 is Spencer, 35 Oklahoma City, 36 Midwest City, and 37 Dell City. So I will move approval of all of those items.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we've dealt with your 38 and District 3.
Yes, this is just to put Chelsea Barnett in as the alternate for policy and governance. I'll move approval if there's no questions.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And 40 is same thing for Public Improvements and Infrastructure Committee. Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Clerk?
This is just our ongoing agreement. Electra Digital has to do with our, we not only have certified copies online now, but you can actually get a digital signature. So it's just ongoing expense of housing and developing that stuff.
Questions?
And I think I have a note here that there may not be an encumbrance attached.
A what?
Is there an encumbrance attached?
I don't think so, because this is something that we don't know how much it's going to cost each year. So we just pick a number of similar costs in the past year, and usually by the end of the year, it runs out, but it comes out of our preservation funds.
Okay. Do I need to, if it comes out of preservation funds, does there still need to be an encumbrance though?
It is an amendment.
Yeah.
I don't have the answer for that.
Okay.
I wasn't notified of this until this
Well,
morning.
would you be comfortable? We're going to meet in 2 days. Could we just
That's fine.
schedule this?
Sure.
Or we'll just move
I'll
that
make
this
sure
be
it's
placed on the next agenda.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so I'll move that this be put on our next meeting's agenda, which we anticipate will be here in a couple of days.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
My recommendation on item 42 is that we approve it. I know Mr. Barnes is on that call, but we could, as it mentions here, rescind it by a vote. I can put this back on in 2 days when we get together. And I know we're anticipating rain today. So we may be able to we do have a fair amount of constituents who still have to burn their trash, and I am sensitive to that they are getting backed up. So sometimes in the past, we have taken a momentary break on this and then brought it back later. But I don't know what his recommendation is today. I know last week he thought we should keep it. So we could keep it for 2 more days and reconsider it on Wednesday when we meet again, if that's okay with you.
So you're wanting to go ahead and approve it now?
Yeah,
Because
and
we're
then
past,
we could,
we're
we
gonna
could
get past our 14 days.
yeah, we could rescind it on Wednesday if we decide we get enough rain today.
Could we move to extend it right now? And
Think
then
you have-
also move, to have the same item? I guess we can just repost it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and just as we've mentioned the last couple times, for those who have a really pressing need, contact your local fire department. With their approval, and they can contact Mr. Barnes, County Emergency Management. It's possible to get an exception, but you have to go through that procedure to be, legal on it. So, but there is an opportunity for that to occur. But your local fire department, whether it's a municipal fire department or one of our rural fire departments or fire protection districts, you have to do that. So, I'll go ahead and move to approve the item.
Okay. I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Engineering, this is a change order.
Stacy had already come in and explained this to me, so I'm comfortable moving it.
It did with me likewise.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Then this is a District 3 project. You already know that.
Yep. So this is a important project right in front of Deer Creek High School, and this is for signing the title sheet. So I'll go ahead and move the item.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Clerk has pointed out that he does have an encumbrance for item 41. He's prepared to present it. So is there a motion to reopen item 41?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Amber, do you want to speak to it? Thank you for.
I'm sorry, these are actually just change orders to the original purchase orders. So the encumbrances were done July 1. We just needed to wait for the amendment to the contract to increase the PO. And these should be on today's blanket report.
Okay.
As an increase.
Okay.
Okay, Chantel agrees. All in favor, say aye.
We need to move it again, probably, right?
I'll second.
Now,
All right, why don't you hit second?
I've hit motion.
Somebody hit second.
Mine still said that it's a member of the public speaking.
Yeah, mine shows that this is, I've had this happen in the past where it shows somebody is speaking that was one of the last ones to speak. It just shows up on here, but that's.
It looks like that's what I'm approving.
But yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It should be in blue.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor, say aye
Aye.
for item
Aye.
41. Okay, thank you for not us having to deal with that again. On juvie, this is for Consolidated Local Central Services. Do y'all have questions?
I think so.
You do have questions?
Well, I assume that this is, I know we approve this regularly, but refresh me on how this is different from MGT.
If you have questions, since it doesn't appear that, is there anybody
Yeah,
there from
Michael,
July?
can you just run and grab her out of the meeting real quick? Hopefully she's in the court
Okay.
clerk's office.
You want to move on to item 48 while we're waiting?
Sure. There's the resolution attached to those who have donated to the Juvie Bureau.
Well, I
On
guess we'll,
item 47, I think we could go ahead and deal with.
I'll move to approve item 47.
I will second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Our thanks to those who made donations. Then item 48, MOU between the City County Board of Health to provide Making Proud and Power through Choices programs. Do you have questions about this?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is the contract between ACA and the Board of County Commissioners on behalf of Juvie. This is to conduct a reaccreditation audit for the Court Services Department.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is an agreement with Pivot Incorporated, which they've had before.
Is this for kids who are taken to
Fingerprinting.
Pivot but don't need to be booked into juvenile? Is that correct? So they get booked in and out basically.
I'm not familiar with the exact process.
We can wait for Jamie.
We can hold
Okay.
that.
Okay.
And this 51, I think, is just a renewal of a lease, right?
Yeah, with CASA.
Yeah.
Is there a motion on 51?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Do either of you have any comments?
I would just like to recognize in the audience my oldest child, my daughter Anastasia, who is here.
Good to see Anastasia. You had all your kids well, you didn't. You had several of your kids at the St. Patty's Day Parade.
The boys were there for that
Looking
one.
sharp.
Yeah.
That was a good event that Stockyards put on.
It was. Thanks to the Stockyards Association for putting it on. It was well attended and good time. And they rolled with it. They had to cancel it the week before because of the snow and reschedule it for
It
Saturday.
did not deter attendance.
That's right.
In fact, it must have increased it.
Yep.
Anything for you? Okay. Any new business? Now, are there any citizens to be heard? Okay, then we'll just.
Do we need to approve the blanket? Okay.
Yes.
What item number is that?
Doesn't affect Jamie's items. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we'll return up to reoccurring items, which is item number 6. You want to name the changes?
Item number 6, yes. The two changes are the change order for Miller Tippins in the amount of $11,300. The blanket requisition number is 122-05383. And the other one, approval for the blanket purchase order is to Accenture from the contract that was approved in the amount of $707,000. Requisition 122-05072. So this is the formal process that we have to follow for blanket purchase orders. And these are the two that are for approval. In addition to those listed and attached to the agenda. Okay.
So I will move approval with the 2 additions that Chantel listed.
Second.
Thank you.
Okay, with those corrections, is there, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Michael, is she not up there? You want to just carry those items over till Wednesday? We can follow up with her individually and ask.
46 and 50, right? That you had questions about?
And maybe Cody, can you answer these? So item 46 is a consolidated local central services cost allocation plan and indirect cost rate proposal. I just want to understand how this is different from what we do with MGT each year.
My understanding, which is very brief on this, is that this is the entity that determines the indirect cost rate. I did look at the document. I think it's 30.41% or something like that. For federal grant funding, they're looking at your direct costs versus your indirect costs. And that's what this is associated with, is determining what the indirect costs are.
Okay.
And it's not, I don't believe the numbers are just associated with juvenile. I think it's maybe countywide, but that's the limited knowledge that I have on that.
Okay.
So do you want to approve it now or wait till
Yeah.
Wednesday?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then you're just concerned about the process with Pivot.
We can approve this, and I'll follow up with her after and make sure I understand the process.
Yeah, it's for the, my understanding on this one is it's for the individuals that aren't actually coming there. They're just being fingerprinted outside. They never come through the booking process. Used to, they would just run them through the jail, but they're no longer doing that.
Correct, which is good.
Thank you much.
Yeah. Okay. I will move approval on item 50.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now, is that, do we believe
I
cover
think-
everything?
I think we're
She's
good.
giving me a thumbs up. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
It's okay. It is a Monday morning. Yeah.
Rough weekend for the computer system.
Oh, here we go.
Everybody in?
Yep.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order as properly posted on March 18th. All three trustees are present. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of March 7th?
I'll move we approve our minutes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any motion to approve the claims?
I'll move we approve our claims.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is the cash fund appropriation for $285,640.25 for miscellaneous receipts in the month of February 2022.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is the report of fees for February.
Move to receive.
Second.
That's for Metro Parking. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
For the PBA monthly report of fees for the month of February, number 5.
Move to receive.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is your item number 6.
Yep. This is similar to 2 items at BOCC. We're naming Chelsea Barnett as the District 3 alternate for the PBA Advisory Committee. Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is to approve 2 new parking spaces.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any citizens to speak before the PBA? Seeing none, is there any board comments? If not, any new business? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Well, it is. Sure.